and welcome back to Friday Night Smackdown. We've got a huge lineup for you guys tonight. Firstly, we have got Scott Hall versus Triple H, the continuation of the DX-NWO storyline. We've also got John Cena versus The Rock, a Falls Count Anywhere match between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. The Big Show's Extreme Open Challenge returns. And we are also going to be hearing from the leader of the NWO and current world champion CM Punk. But before any of that, we are going to be kicking this show off with some light heavyweight championship action. It is going to be Daniel Bryan, who won that championship only last week against NWO member Seth Rollins, as decided by you the viewers via viewer's choice on the last episode of Smackdown. But welcome back, guys. Hope everything is good with all of you. We have got an amazing show for you tonight, as you have just seen by the lineup. We quickly go back now to the viewer's choice on the last episode of Raw War, which you can see the link to down below in the description. I asked you guys to decide a match between an NWO member and a DX member, and to be honest, the winner of that viewer's choice, the match that you guys most wanted to see, was actually Seth Rollins versus X-Pac. But because Seth Rollins was already in the Light Heavyweight Championship match as decided on last week's SmackDown, the X-Pac Seth Rollins matchup is going to be happening on next week's SmackDown, and one of the viewers' choices this week is to decide a match type for that contest. But more on that, of course, as we near the end of the show, because we have seen some great light heavyweight action so far. Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, two technical greats on the SmackDown roster. Daniel Bryan been champion for 1 week now, winning that vacant championship against Zack Ryder on last week's show. I've said it numerous times in the past, but the Cruiserweight division on this Universe mode never really got going, to be fair. That's why we've retired the Cruiserweight Championship, and the champion of that belt was Sin Cara. Sin Cara recently having an injury, hence why he's not been seen on this Universe mode for a short amount of time now. But I'm sure when Sin Cara does return, he will be getting some form of championship matchup. The question is, who will the champion be upon Sin Cara's return? Will it be Daniel Bryan? Will it be Seth Rollins? Or could it be someone completely different? We will find out as the weeks go on and this light heavyweight championship chase continues, because not only do we have some super light heavyweights on SmackDown, we've also got some great light heavyweights on Raw and ECW, which you can look forward to seeing in the upcoming weeks. Guys you haven't yet seen on ECW include Jack Evans and Jushin Liger, as well as many more. And on the Raw side, you've got guys like Scotty 2 Hotty, X-Pac, just to name a couple. So plenty of light heavyweight championship potential in the near future, that is for sure. But in this match, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins. Oh, Daniel Bryan going for that drop kick, but Rollins out of the way. What's he going to be going for? Oh, snapping the head of Daniel Bryan down. Daniel Bryan, the current reigning and defending light heavyweight champion, potentially in trouble here as Rollins going to the top rope. Moonsault. Oh, Daniel Bryan moving out of the way, taunting into the fans, and for some reason now the fans for the last few weeks have been booing Daniel Bryan. We're not actually sure why that is, because as far as I'm aware, Daniel Bryan has and will always be a mega fan favourite on SmackDown. The same cannot be said for Seth Rollins, an NWO member, and we're going to be hearing from more NWO members as the night goes on, including CM Punk wanting to talk to the people. That's coming later on in the show. Rollins with the wake up taunt. What's he going to be looking for? Whatever it may be, Daniel Bryan, a reversal, a few punches, a big kick. Rollins in the corner. Daniel Bryan kick to the back and slaps him down. A final cut type maneuver, taking Rollins down again. But the NWO member with a rake to the eyes of Bryan. Rollins with a mixed start to a SmackDown career thus far. Hasn't been seen too much. Did have a small injury which kept him out of action for a short amount of time, but this youngster has got bags of potential still in his mid-20s. He's got his whole career in front of him, and what a way to begin his career and to win his first championship in the WWE. Then by winning the Light Heavyweight Championship, we will see as the match continues. Daniel Bryan going for the cover. Oh, close to a 3 count. Rollins spins him over. Did he get it? Seth Rollins has defeated Daniel Bryan with a roll-up. And what a great victory for the youngster. As I was only saying mere moments ago, if Seth Rollins was to win this championship, what a great start to his career that would be. And that has proved to be the case. Seth Rollins with a huge victory over Daniel Bryan. Seth, the brand new light heavyweight champion. But this show is going to be fast and furious, and we are going to continue with another blockbuster match. It is going to be Scott Hall representing the NWO versus D-Generation X's Triple H. This is Tag Team Champion versus Tag Team Champion. Smackdown Tag Team Champion Scott Hall, Raw Tag Team Champion Triple H. And we have seen this NWO DX feud escalate ever since Armageddon, when DX's HBK was attacked by the NWO's Kevin Nash. And as the weeks have gone on since that pay-per-view, members of DX and the NWO have gone back and forth on each other's shows, attacking each other, so on and so forth. But this feud is going to come to a head in just a few weeks at the upcoming Bragging Rights pay-per-view. We're not quite sure yet the match type, but it is indeed going to be Triple H, HBK versus the Outsiders, Tag Champions versus Tag Team Champions, winner take all. And like I said, we will decide a match type for that contest nearer the time. We saw on the last edition of Monday Night Raw's War, HBK defeat Kevin Nash in a brutal back and forth contest. Can Triple H do the same as his tag team partner did to Nash, or can Scott Hall get a win for the NWO? Thus far it's been pretty even in this match, as it has been on this whole stable warfare. It's got to be said, DX NWO very even in terms of wins and losses and general domination of their separate brands, DX on Raw and NWO of course on SmackDown. But Triple H on the top rope. Oh, what a move. Double axe handle onto the forehead of Scott Hall. We do not see Triple H go to the top rope very often, but that time it definitely paid off with the game. But Scott Hall, Triple H now, very technical matchup, back and forth, and Triple H completely going away from the technical side there with a huge punch to the forehead of Hall. Triple H looking for his pedigree, gonna end this one early maybe. Nope, Scott Hall, oh what a counter. A Samoan drop by Scott Hall, the game writhing in pain. Irish whip. Scott Hall trying to throw him back into the ring, but Triple H having none of it. Hanging the throat of Scott Hall up on that top rope. Triple H now back into the ring. Do not forget guys, Triple H not just representing D-Generation X, but also representing Monday Night Raw's War as we head to this huge Bragging Rights pay-per-view, where every match on that pay-per-view is going to feature Raw, SmackDown and ECW brand warfare at its finest, including that huge main event of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk versus either RVD or Bam Bam Bigelow, that champion to be decided at this weekend's ECW Hardcore Reunion pay-per-view. 3 champions will enter, but only 1 champion will leave. Oh, and Triple H with that vintage spinebuster, another wake-up taunt. Triple H telling Scott Hall exactly what he thinks of him. Going for the pedigree for the second time in this match. Can he connect? No. For the second consecutive time, Scott Hall with the Samoan drop, a wake-up taunt on his own. Gonna be looking for his finisher, but not to be. Triple H ducks it, sending Hall across the ring into that turnbuckle, but he ducks it. Another reversal, reversal after reversal. This match has completely broken down. Both men back and forth. Oh, the referee accidentally knocked down by Triple H, and Kevin Nash throwing that steel chair to Scott Hall. Scott Hall now into the cover, and Kevin Nash waking up the referee. Surely not this way. With the assist to Kevin Nash Scott Hall has defeated the Game Triple H, and now Seth Rollins, who we only saw previously defeating Daniel Bryan, into the ring as well, and we are about to see a 3-on-1 beatdown. But no, X-Pac attacking Seth Rollins, HBK attacking Kevin Nash. This NWO DX feud is getting bigger and badder, and it's going to continue next week on Raw as well. But moving on now, it's going to be The Rock and John Cena, Shane and Vince at ringside respectively. But as we just going into the action, the referee telling Shane and Vince to get the hell out of ringside. So both McMahons have been ejected from the ringside area, both father and son sent to the back by Smackdown referee. This match, one-on-one, there will be no interruption apparently. The Corporation's Rock taking on John Cena. Raw versus Smackdown once again. John Cena early onto the top rope. Oh, and hits his leg drop over the back, over the corporate champion, The Rock. The Rock coming off a bad week. If we rewind back to Monday Night Raw as well, it was The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin with the World Wrestling Federation title on the line. The Rock coming very close, but in the end, in that I Quit match, the Rattlesnake forcing The Rock to say the two words I quit, and Stone Cold Steve Austin walking out of Raw, still World Wrestling Federation champion. As I mentioned numerous times previously, Stone Cold Steve Austin confirming his spot in that huge Champion of Champions matchup coming up at Bragging Rights. As we see now for the past week, whether it be Raw, SmackDown and ECW, there has been plenty of cross-brand interaction. Presumably that cross-brand interaction is going to be ending come the end of Bragging Rights, when we will finally find out who the most dominant show is. But until that time, expect plenty of cross-brand interaction on Raw, SmackDown and ECW. And I've mentioned it previously as well, but coming up Sunday we have got a huge ECW exclusive pay-per-view, ECW Hardcore Reunion, celebrating some of the best hardcore action, showcasing some of the most hardcore action and extreme action in the whole of YouTube. That pay-per-view being exclusive to ECW, the only non-ECW superstar to compete on that pay-per-view being Eddie Guerrero, as Eddie Guerrero battles ECW's Chris Jericho for the 100th time it seems, but I'm sure Jericho Guerrero is going to be another absolute classic. But more on that Sunday. In the ring now, John Cena going through the steps now to his 5 moves of doom. Coming up, the You Can't See Me. Five knuckle shuffle, scraping the fist across the head of the corporate Rock. John Cena, wake up taunt time, going to be looking for the FU. The Rock having none of it. Irish whipping now, walking in to a huge spine buster. And this can only mean one thing. It is time for the most electrifying move in sports and entertainment to date. The corporate elbow coming up. The Rock with a corporate elbow to the heart of John Cena. This match could be over. Rock surely going to go for the pin. Yes, he does. 1, 2. And John Cena kicking out after a long 2 count. I probably should have reminded you guys at the start of this match how this match actually came about. If we go back to last week's SmackDown, as decided by you the viewers, because after all this is the most viewer interactive universe mode in YouTube history, you guys decided in the main event it was going to be Vince versus Shane. But as that match was about to begin, Vince McMahon coming out, and of course Vince McMahon being the chairman of the WWE, having more power than anyone, Vince changing that match to Shane versus The Rock. And after a very brief match with The Rock beating down Shane McMahon and getting the 1, 2, 3, and The Rock continued to go to work on the owner of SmackDown, about to bring a steel chair in the ring whilst Vince McMahon was helping as well, when as we thought it was all over for Shane McMahon, John Cena, representing SmackDown, coming out and saving his SmackDown general manager from a sure to be brutal beating at the hands of The Rock and Vince McMahon. Hence why this match has come about, as decided by you the viewers, you viewers could have decided any member of the Smackdown roster for The Rock to face tonight, and as you're seeing now, you have picked John Cena. So Cena Rock one more time, this time on this universe mode, and this match has not disappointed. It has gone back and forth, back and forth. We have seen a people's elbow, we have seen pretty much everything. John Cena now, the doctor of thugonomics. Gonna go for a clothesline. Oh, knocking his head off that turnbuckle. Walking into a rock bottom. Rock bottom by the Rock out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. A rock bottom out of nowhere. John Cena has been defeated on his home brand, Raw Wars and the corporations. The Rock has defeated one of SmackDown's biggest superstars, John Cena. What a huge victory for The Rock and a huge victory for Raw War as we approach bragging rights. Coming up now, we didn't see it last week, but we are seeing the return of the Big Show's Extreme Open Challenge. Let's see who's brave enough to face the Big Show tonight. The whole effing Big Show, I like it. Let's find out who is going to accept the whole effing Big Show's Extreme Open Challenge tonight on SmackDown. And the whole effing show, RVD, coming out to accept Big Show's challenge. RVD obviously not happy with the words Big Show was using, but Bam Bam Bigelow, RVD's opponent Sunday, attacking his opponent with that steel chair. Bam Bam Bigelow with a sneak attack from behind. That does not surprise me coming from Bam Bam Bigelow. We have seen that in the past. And Bam Bam beating the crap out of RVD. And now Bam Bam throwing RVD in the ring. And it looks like this match is going to happen regardless. Keep it in mind, RVD is the World Wrestling Federation Hardcore Champion. And that championship is defended under 24/7 rules. So I'm presuming if the Big Show can defeat RVD in this match, then the Big Show is going to be becoming the brand new World Wrestling Federation Hardcore Champion. RVD after that pre-match attack just has not got going, and the Big Show setting that table alight. Talk about extreme. Oh, RVD attempting to fight back, but into the hands of the Big Show and a huge choke slam through that flaming table. Holy crap, what a move by the Big Show. RVD looks like he's broken in half. 1, 2, and 3. The Big Show absolutely destroying the Hardcore Champion. Big Show, the so-called whole effing Big Show and Extreme Giant, is the brand new Hardcore Champion. Bam Bam Bigelow, RVD coming up Sunday at ECW Hardcore Reunion. Let's wait and see if RVD can get some payback on the current ECW Champion for costing RVD his championship tonight on SmackDown. And as you just saw, next up, Falls Count Anywhere, The Miz taking on Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler attacking The Miz from behind when he's trying to make his entrance. Now this match has been coming. If we go back a few weeks ago, Dolph Ziggler turning his back on The Miz. These two guys were a successful tag team before that, known as the Awesome Show-Offs, but The Miz being attacked by Dolph Ziggler a few weeks ago. We still don't know the reasons why Dolph Ziggler turned his back on The Miz. We did see at Armageddon, it was Dolph Ziggler and his tag team partner Jack Swagger versus The Miz and a tag team partner of his choosing, The Miz decided to bring John Morrison back to the WWE, and John Morrison and The Miz, aka the Dirt Sheet, with a huge victory over Dolph and Jack Swagger at the pay-per-view. But this singles match has been coming, and it's finally here. But after that pre-match attack, the question is, can Miz get going? You can see only a minute or so into this match, and The Miz already holding his head. Not a good sign for The Miz, despite The Miz now forming some kind of comeback. Dolph Ziggler in the corner. Miz now stomping the crap out of Ziggler. But is it going to be too little too late for The Miz? Keeping in mind that vicious pre-match attack and that huge shot of those steel steps. Keep in mind, guys, this match is Falls Count Anywhere, which means either man can be pinned or made to tap out anywhere in the arena, whether it be in the crowd or whether it be somewhere backstage. These two former tag team partners, former best friends, now enemies, going at it. The Miz in temporary control. Dolph Ziggler attempted a comeback, but now The Miz once again hanging the throat of Ziggler up. Miz, unlike him, going to the top turnbuckle. Oh, a big fist drop. A huge fist by The Miz onto Dolph. We don't see that too often by The Miz, but it definitely worked that time. But The Miz, after that pre-match attack, cannot seem to get any offense in for a long period of time. Dolph Ziggler, the much more fresher man, continuing his assault, and a steel step shot, sending The Miz onto the outside of the ring. The show off in complete control early on in this contest, and now a huge clothesline to The Miz, diving off the ring apron onto the so-called Awesome One. But Miz, a former reality TV star and former WWE champion, is once again trying to form some kind of comeback. Both these great technical athletes now on the outside of the ring. Mike the Miz Mizanin now with that steel chair. I would like to be Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, that steel chair wrapped around the head of Dolph, and Dolph has been busted wide open. So despite that pre-match attack by Dolph, attacking The Miz on the entranceway, The Miz now managing to fight back finally with momentum on his side. But once again, Dolph with that big knee, big Irish whip. And Dolph again showing great strength, throwing those steel steps into the head of The Miz, and now Dolph continuing, steel chair in hand. Oh, big shot to the knee of The Miz. And now throwing the chair at The Miz and doing an ECW style spinning kick, sending that chair into the face of The Miz, and just like Dolph Ziggler, The Miz has been busted wide open. Both men now bleeding in this match. I'm actually hearing now in my ear from SmackDown General Manager Shane McMahon that the winner of this match is going to be getting an Intercontinental Championship match on next week's SmackDown, which is definitely going to be interesting. The current IC champion Justin Gabriel not been seen on SmackDown since that huge win when he successfully retained his IC championship against Damien Sandow back at Armageddon. But Justin Gabriel does return to SmackDown next week, and he is going to be defending that IC Championship against The Miz or Dolph Ziggler. But we will find out who that is going to be as this match continues. You've got to say so far, Dolph Ziggler is going to be the favourite as he drops The Miz onto that chair with that neck breaker. And now Dolph Ziggler is not called the show off for nothing. Dolph Ziggler in the ring, showing the crowd exactly what he can do, but The Miz quickly to his feet, throwing Dolph into the corner. Oh, a signature Miz clothesline. Back to his feet. What is Miz going to be going for? Snapmare down. Oh, big boot. Miz attempting to pick Ziggler up, but Ziggler in typical hashtag heel fashion, thumb to the eye, followed up by a huge chair shot across the back of the head of The Miz, and The Miz could be in trouble. Dolph now, what's he got in store for The Miz? Not in a good place for The Miz on the apron. Oh, and Dolph, what a move. That move is going to wear down your opponent like you wouldn't believe. But somehow the Miz back to his feet whilst Dolph Ziggler talking trash to the crowd. But maybe Dolph Ziggler, that was his plan all along, because he ducked that clothesline from behind. Oh, but Miz ducked it as well. What is this? Oh, what a combination move by Miz. Dolph Ziggler sent hard down to the outside of the ring. And now Miz throwing Dolph into the crowd. And when you come to SmackDown, you never know what to expect. The crowd getting more interactive than they ever would have imagined coming to tonight's SmackDown Live event. Both men back to their feet once again. Miz, of course, going to be looking for that skull-crushing finale. And Dolph is going to be looking for his famous zigzag finishing maneuver. Dolph continuing to be in control. Dropping that elbow, showing the fans exactly what he can do. A future world champion, no doubt about it. Going for the zigzag, but the Miz reverses it. Oh, a big clubbing blow to the small of the back. And now Miz, oh, ahead of steam, sending Dolph Ziggler through that barricade once again into tonight's SmackDown crowd. The crowd absolutely loving it. The Miz has become a huge fan favourite, just as Dolph Ziggler used to be before he turned his back on the Miz. They've been saying that despite Dolph Ziggler being a heel now in the WWE, Dolph Ziggler still has many loyal fans that continue to follow Dolph Ziggler despite whatever his recent actions might be. We just saw that table being set up, and now the Miz. Oh, what a move. Smashing the face of Ziggler. Ziggler's face a bloody mess. You can see that blonde hair is not helping. Ziggler is a crimson red. Oh, the Miz going for his finisher, but Dolph Ziggler fighting out of it. Followed up by a huge drop kick. Dolph now taunting the Miz, telling the Miz to follow him, which he gladly does. This match has broken down into the crowd. I said previously the crowd would not have believed how interactive they've been tonight, and that theme is going to continue. These two great superstars now fighting amongst our loyal SmackDown fans. The Miz with that huge bell shot to the face of Ziggler. Oh, and now a suplex. Could be a lawsuit by the Miz there if any of these fans get injured. Oh, but Dolph Ziggler. Zigzag. Dolph coming so close to picking up a gigantic victory, but the Miz has not forgot what Dolph Ziggler did to him a few weeks ago, so the Miz is going to be super hard to put down tonight. So much emotion involved in this contest. Like I said before, these two guys, former tag team champions, former best friends, now turned enemies, all thanks Dolph Ziggler turning his back on both the Miz and the WWE Universe. The show off now, dragging Miz further through the crowd, but Miz fighting back. Oh, a big snap neck breaker onto the concrete. Even the most simplest of moves out here in the crowd is going to hurt like hell. There is absolutely no protective mat whatsoever. It is pure concrete, so even the smallest of moves is going to hurt 10 times more than it normally would. Picking Ziggler back to his feet. What is Miz going to be going for? Another snap neck breaker. We have seen that move numerous times in this match. The Miz clearly with a game plan to work over the neck of Ziggler. And the Miz can feel he is close to picking up the biggest win in his SmackDown career thus far. But this could be a mistake. Dolph Ziggler already up. Dolph Ziggler waiting for the right moment to pounce, and he did. The Miz now stranded on that ladder. This is not going to end well for either man. Miz attempted to knock Ziggler off, but Dolph blocking it. Oh, a punch to the eye. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Oh, Dolph Ziggler Superplexing Miz off that ladder, back into the ringside area, through that table. I think Dolph getting more of that table than he would have liked to, but nonetheless, after that huge move, Dolph Ziggler picking up a gigantic victory over his former tag team partner The Miz. Dolph Ziggler has a bright future on SmackDown, and I'm sure Dolph Ziggler is a future main event player. But speaking of main event players, the main man on SmackDown, the leader of the NWO, CM Punk now making his way to the ring of Kevin Nash. With that spray painted NWO Championship, as the NWO music plays loud and proud. You can even see CM Punk's custom NWO Titantron on the right side of the screen. CM Punk loud and proud as leader of the NWO. This new version of the NWO that the Big Show and Kevin Nash originally brought back on the first ever edition of SmackDown on this Universe mode. And CM Punk since becoming leader, becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. And CM Punk the head of this huge dominant group, arguably the most dominant group in the entire WWE. Keeping in mind guys, CM Punk involved in the upcoming huge Champion of Champions matchup when he takes on Stone Cold Steve Austin and either Bam Bam Bigelow or RVD. That's bragging rights. This is SmackDown, and we're about to find out what our SmackDown World Champion has got to say tonight. It's got to be said, CM Punk with some very valid points as seen on tonight's edition of SmackDown. The two remaining NWO members with no championships winning titles respectively. Seth Rollins winning the Light Heavyweight Championship and the Big Show winning the Hardcore Championship. Which means every single member of this group has championship gold. CM Punk of attacking Stone Cold on Raw after Stone Cold went through that brutal I Quit match with The Rock. Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin on SmackDown. Stone Cold coming out attacking CM Punk, Kevin Nash. Stomping the crap out of CM Punk. Stone Cold Steve Austin making his mark on the NWO as we head towards bragging rights. This has been SmackDown. Good night guys. And that brings an end to another edition of Universe Mode and another edition of Friday Night SmackDown. Now guys, we're going to try and make these viewers' choices super quick this week. Viewers' choice number 1, as I announced earlier on in the show, the winner of the Dolph Ziggler Miz match will be getting an IC title match next week versus Justin Gabriel. So viewers' choice number 1, and I want you guys to choose the match type for that IC Championship contest. Viewers' choice number 2, also as I announced earlier on in the show, next week is going to be DX's X-Pac versus the NWO's Seth Rollins. And as we saw on the show, Seth becoming the brand new Light Heavyweight Champion, defeating Daniel Bryan. So next week that match is now going to be a Light Heavyweight Championship match. And again, just like the first one, viewers' choice number 2, I want you guys to decide the match type. And lastly, viewers' choice number 3 is going to be pretty simple. In next week's main event, I want you guys to decide a Smackdown Superstar to face an ECW Superstar as we head towards bragging rights. And speaking of bragging rights, next week's edition of Smackdown is actually going to be the last show before bragging rights. So guys, let's make this ECW versus Smackdown match huge. And that is about it. So expect more Universe Mode coming very, very soon. The next show we've got coming up is going to be ECW Hardcore Reunion. That show being ECW exclusive. We're going to be trying to make that show the most extreme and hardcore show that you've ever seen in WWE Games history. So stay tuned for that. That pay-per-view should be coming up on Sunday, but no guarantees, guys. But if you stay tuned to my Twitter and my Facebook, I'm going to be giving you guys plenty of updates in the meantime. So if you aren't already, then please do follow me on Twitter at 101gaming for updates and more concerning ECW Hardcore Reunion. So guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please support it by leaving the video a big thumbs up. As always, a target of 150 would be truly amazing. So thanks in advance so we can hit that target. But until next time, this has been 101. You've been watching the most viewer interactive Universe Mode in all of YouTube. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you all coming up at ECW Hardcore Reunion.